Hi there, welcome to the Library Lady channel with me, the Library Lady. Thanks so much for tuning in today on What's the Story. This is a great channel for you to find information about kids' books and activities to go with those books, as well as all things educational. It's been a fun outlet and kind of hobby of mine as COVID started, and I had to step out of the classroom for a little bit to be at home with my three little ones, and this is a great way for me to stay plugged into teaching and education. So thanks so much. If you are a first timer, welcome. Click subscribe so you don't miss out on any of these great opportunities. And if you are a returning subscriber, thanks so much for your support. I love to share books and ideas to use books and bring them to you. So whether you use them at home or school, hopefully it's giving you a chance to explore lots of different titles. So without further ado, let's check out today's book. It's They're on Their Vacation. Say that 3 times fast. By Brian P. Cleary, illustrated by Jim Palliot. I'm not sure how to say his last name. But it was put out in 2016 by Millbrook Press, a division of the Lerner Publishing Group. So props to them. And it's a fun story and a great way for your child to learn a little bit about homophones. We'll talk more about that after the story. So let's take a look at how the story starts and then talk about ideas of how you could use this at home or in your classroom. So, in town, there lives a family. Their name is Tuckabee. They're not the type who like resorts, the mountains, or the sea. And so when they vacation, their mission is to find a place that's quite unusual, then go there to unwind. The kids, they're in the car. They ask their parents, are we there? While on their way to see the world's largest underwear. And I'll stop right there, but as you can see, the words are bolded, there, and there, so that the kids can pick them out. And there is a nice little rhyme to the book as well. So, first off, grammar, really not that exciting to many. However, there are some people who enjoy grammar, like myself and Brian P. Cleary, and I really do want kids to know the proper spelling and usage of words like homophones. So this is a great way to introduce that topic, review that topic if you've already covered it. And it's a fun story. You can tell from the illustrations how great they are, right? And so a couple things you might want to do with this book. The first thing is kind of using this as a structure is to have your child write a couple sentences, a paragraph, even a little story using there, and there. And I always like to pull in other parts of speech, use some nouns or verbs, adverbs. They go on some zany adventures on their vacation, including a narwhal petting zoo, as well as the largest underwear, and also a cheese puff or cheese puffs kind of factory. And so you could have a brainstorm kind of session. Just name a bunch of nouns: dog, house, baseball stadium, whatever. And their story has to include those nouns and verbs, but also there, and there, and come up with kind of a zany little story. So that could be a lot of fun to do. You have to read and find out where they go to and what happens in the story. Now, some of you might have seen the game. I think it has an official name and board game these days, where you tape something on your head and the other people walk around and figure out what you have. And that's a lot of fun to play. But you could do this with homophones, because again, homophones are really but only so exciting to your average elementary age child. So what I was thinking is you can go ahead and put your homophone on a card, and there's a couple of variations. You stick it to your head, and then you walk around if you're in a classroom, or you play this at home one Friday night with your kids. And so you could have the people in the game give clues to the person and see if they can figure out their word. So you could play it where they have to guess S-E-E. So they would give clues like, you need your eyes to be able to do this. Oh, I must have C on my head. And then they would have to spell the other homophone, S-E-A, so the one in the pair. You could write both of the words on the card and figure it out that way. You could have them, once they guess that they have S-E-E, they have to go find the person with S-E-A and make a match. So you can kind of be creative, kind of spin it off any way that you want, but it's always fun, and kids love this activity where they have stuff on their head. So that's a great one too. You can always do silly sentences, I call it. You can have them draw and write silly sentences. I'm by no means an artist, so I didn't even attempt to draw, but an example might be, I was late for school because I couldn't find a pair of socks. And so, but you would spell pear, P-E-A-R, and your illustration would be somebody with a pear, a physical fruit pear, on their feet. And that's gonna be a lot of fun to do and come up with as many as you can. Final activity that I was thinking is what I call a book look, where you just use whatever book your child is reading, whether it's through guided reading or just a book for pleasure that they're reading, and they go through, and you can set a timer, or you can say, look in the next 10 pages and see, and make a list of all the homophones that they can find, because there are a lot more, obviously, than there, and they have fun kind of exploring and making a list of those. So hopefully you'll explore Brian P. Cleary's book, they're there on their vacation. Say that 3 times fast. He's a fabulous author. Do check out his Words Are Categorical video that I have featured on my channel. I did have the pleasure of speaking with him and talking with him about grammar and words, and he was just a fantastic guy, and I really appreciate that. So thanks so much to him. So do check this out at your local library or head to your local bookshop to show support for local businesses, and we'll see you next time on What's the Story. Happy reading!